I was driving along and just had to make this video on the topic of liquor liability insurance. And I was driving along and there was a sports bar here in town that has been here for a long, long time. One of the places that most of the people around here went to. And I noticed it was closed. And I know the owner. I hadn't been there in a while, but I know him. So I texted him. I said, hey, what's going on? I noticed you're closed down, like shut down permanently. And he said, well, the final nail in the coffin was the cost of the liquor liability insurance. It went from $8,000 to $16,000 on the renewal. He said it wasn't the only thing, but that was the final nail in the coffin. He goes, yeah, the problems with staffing and the cost of everything and all that just added up. He goes, that was just the final nail in the coffin. I just had to shut it down about 10 years sooner than I really wanted to. He goes, I'm retiring, I think, but I don't know if I'm going to have to, get a job somewhere else. But at this point, the thing's gone. Restaurant, bar, gone. Dreams of a business ownership, gone down the tubes there. So but that is what's happening in the marketplace right now on the liquor liability insurance. It is escalating. And not in every single state. Illinois is escalating in Illinois. A lot of other states. What's going on is you have these exorbitant jury awards and the onus they're putting on the bar owners and the bartenders. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of ridiculous. Where, first off, you're taking out the whole sense of personal responsibility. Where, I get it. Not everybody. If you're completely negligent as a bar owner or a bartender, someone's hammered, you're still feeding them drinks, free drinks, shots, whatever. Yeah, something should happen. You're going to pay for that, right? If someone got injured, you're liable for that. But in the event, like normal situations, the bar, they take everything very responsible. Someone is drinking, they can tell they're drinking, and they say, hey, look, you're cut off. We don't want you driving. We're going to get you a ride home. We'll make sure your car is safe. But the guy gets belligerent and heads out on his own, right? He's like, I'm not taking this. And he goes, gets in the car, drives, and kills somebody. Well, why is that 100% or even 90% the bar owner or the bartender's responsibility? To me, it isn't. But the courts, what they're doing in the courts is where the attorneys are going in, they're preying upon the emotions of the jury. And they're saying, look, this guy was on meds and the alcohol interacted with the meds and the bartenders, they gave him drinks. And okay, where does this come into play where the bartender, now you have to not only tell if they're, hammered and drinking and you cut them off, but okay, I'm gonna have a questionnaire. Are you on XYZ drugs? Are you on this? Are you on that? Are you on meds? It's going to interact with the drugs and the alcohol. So just, they're playing on it and they're getting these $1 million awards or even higher. And to me, there needs to be federal oversight, not just state by state oversight, but federal oversight on this, and limitations on the lawsuits and the limitations on the payouts and yes, gross negligence, you're responsible. But when you're responsible and you're doing what you're supposed to do and someone takes it upon themselves to keep on going and do whatever they're going to do, that's not the bartender's responsibility. But that is what's happening, and you're ruining lifetime dreams of people owning businesses, wanting to retire into business, sell the business, and move on. Like it's a family lifetime dream that's getting ruined by this. So things need to be done. In the interim, what can you do? You have a bar, restaurant, liquor liability insurance. We at One Digital, we have probably 20 different insurance carriers offering liquor liability insurance. We shop it out every year. Sometimes, if you're one insurance company, it may not be a one-size-fit-all, especially when you have general liability and then you have the liquor liability. Some of the carriers, their liquor liability costs are so sky high, but yet you can place it separately with a separate carrier and save money that way. So that's just kind of one of the things we do. We understand what's going on in the marketplace and why it's happening in the marketplace, but we do our best to make sure that you, the business owners that require this, that we get you the best possible cost, the best possible coverage, so that things like this don't happen. Now, in his case, it was a little late. He didn't even think of calling me. He said, God, I didn't even think of calling you on that because I totally forgot you're part of One Digital and you guys have all this the carriers, we represent over 400 insurance carriers, and within the liquor liability realm, there's what, 20, at least 20 carriers we represent. So sad situation, but things can be done. Now, if in the event you have claims, things probably can't be done, but we do our best. Give us a call if you're having any issues on your coverage, your liquor liability, your general liability, or any of the coverages, workers' comp. We've got it. We can help you, and we're here to help.